Portland was the first Navy recruiting district to transform to a Navy talent acquisition group almost 2 years ago in April of 2017. Being the first district to transform to an NTAG had its challenges because there was no other command to fall back on to get lessons learned or best practices. So literally we were writing the book as we went. It was a 180-degree change from the way we were doing things, namely the recruiting process of itself. We had to change to a more specialized process where we had different recruiters that would specialize in either sourcing or sales or assessing and onboarding. Whereas in the past, one recruiter would have the future sailor from start to finish.
The command handle transformation, a bit rough. We weren't making a goal. We had 30 plus of trites. It was a huge crusher in the very, very beginning because it was so new, it was so different, and we were the pioneers of how are we going to make this work. We were writing the books. We overcame those challenges by we needed to pick up our training. We're all trying to come up with ideas, and it was just a spitball board of, hey, maybe this will work, maybe this will work, we'll try this, and it was just failure after failure after failure. And finally, when something stuck and it worked, we definitely had to build upon it and still be open to changing again because it was constant changes.
So our transformation was difficult. It was rough, especially for an individual like myself. So I had never really felt failure in my career in recruiting, and it had been many years. So getting here, and even when we were in the legacy construct and I was the ACR here, we were very successful. So once we transformed, it was hard for me to understand, and I saw it as a failure instead of as an actual opportunity.
It was humbling at first, coming from the legacy model where it was go out and get your own, take care of your own, to kind of depending on the next pillar to take care of your applicant throughout the process. That was kind of one of my struggles because I always had a good rapport with the applicant just from the get-go. So I believe that was one of the struggles that I had.
So looking back on it now, and I think that's, you have to learn something from every lesson. Looking at it now, I think there was so much positive out of it that helped us, provide that constructive feedback, maybe not necessarily positive for the original TAG model, but positive overall for transformation and getting to a model that was able to produce and be successful and outperform even maybe in the future a legacy command. Now I understand that we're always evolving in our organization, not only the Navy but in recruiting. So as we evolve, this is probably not going to be the end state of what transformation is now. But I think now we have built a pretty solid foundation that we can start to build on and explore some of these more innovative ideas and lead the change throughout the way.
The whole concept of the TAG model is meant for a better quality of life for the sailor, as in stress load, workload, work-life balance. And I believe that breaking it up into different pillars kind of eases the pressure off of constantly doing the whole process.
We've gotten new recruiters that have come in without past experience in the legacy style. So they're brand new, so we can start fresh in a way. We get fresh new ideas, and they're not set in the old ways of how things used to be. I cannot see myself going back to the legacy style. I have grown into this style so much, and I really do enjoy my job as an onboarder, just taking care of the future sailors.
The best advice I can give to an NRD that's getting ready to go through transformation to become an NTAG is to start early. And there are plenty of resources out there to do that. There's several TAOCs that have been stood up. There's several NTAGs that have gone through that. There's those processes and procedures that are in place now, specifically the standard operating procedures, that they can get ahead of the curve. I would recommend that they establish their onboarding discipline early as well. I know some of the commands have already done that, like NRD Houston, several months ahead of transformation. Anything you can do now to start to prepare yourself for that change is critical to the success of your transformation.
it's probably about 70% of our sailors now that we have here are pretty new. So they're still getting their qualifications and building that experience. And I think time will tell what the true quality of life is. And I understand right now from talking to other commands, legacy transformation, it doesn't really matter. With the bigger accession mission this year, that we're going to have to put in longer hours because our competition out there in the field, in the civilian sector, and all these things that these talented individuals have, these options, that's where we're competing.